Okay, everybody, here we are again, the Cuban Missile Crisis, Part 3, how it was resolved. Today, we are going to look at the factors for resolution. Okay? Oops. We'll be looking at the two main actors first. First, we will look at Kennedy and Khrushchev. Then, we will look at public and international opinion, which we can split into three: Western, communist, okay, and the general international community. So there are five different sub-factors to look at here. Okay, so that's how the chapter is organized. 2A and 2B. If you look at your notes, you will have this. First, we will go through this. There is much space on your notes. The slides are also there. I am going to go through the key points. You can annotate as you need. After that, for public and international opinion, we note that we are split into opinion and the effect. So again, here the focus is, of course, you must always try to phrase things in cause and effect. Okay, so I will go through more when we go there later, just to frame your understanding. Okay, so let's look at Kennedy versus Khrushchev first. Now, the first thing I want to point out is that it is not just Kennedy and Khrushchev alone. The important thing here is their willingness to cooperate. Okay, now, so the focus becomes, why are they willing to cooperate? Okay, because they have a common goal. Okay, so we need to look at how come they cooperate. Okay, so the three main reasons are listed there for you. They are giving each other time. They know what is the potential consequence, and they also, the last point is very interesting, right down here, point 3, mutual understanding of political concerns. Here, what we are talking about is their position as leaders of a superpower. Okay, so this is the big picture which you have with you. Okay, you can use this kind of mind map framework in order to help you organize the content that you have. Okay, we're going to go through them, each of them one by one. Okay, so the first thing here, we are looking at the time allowed for response. Okay, so they did not rush to take military action. So time allowed for response, what it does is that it reduces risk of rash action. Okay, how do we prove this? What is the evidence? Okay, the naval blockade, this is the evidence. Okay, this is how you prove it. I don't rush my naval blockade. I make sure that people have time to respond to it. Okay. Secondly, both sides are aware, of the threat of mutually assured destruction. Here, cognizant means aware, right? Fully aware of, I know what the consequences are. I know what is at stake. Okay, so because I know that it's mutually assured destruction, okay, what it means is that they will avoid all-out conflict, right? They want to avoid a hot war, right? And therefore, this will lead them to resolve the crisis through diplomatic means. This is important, okay? So this is the common mode of resolution both leaders agree on. So both of them are aware that I cannot allow this crisis turn into a nuclear war. Okay, that is why they are both of them understand this. They know that the other side understands this. That is why they are able to come to a diplomatic solution. Okay, and finally, we are looking at this. Just now I said that they are both leaders of superpowers, correct? And Kennedy wants to be re-elected. Well, Khrushchev, remember at the very start in 3.1, we saw that he also wants to be a strong leader. Okay, so what we see from this first point is that both of them are facing political pressure, right? So this is their personal political pressure. Okay. And secondly, down here, if you see in the second point, it says Kennedy wants to be seen as a strong leader. Khrushchev also needs to, he cannot lose face, right? He cannot say, oh, I give you Cuba. Okay, so both of them are aware of the geopolitical reality of the Cold War. What this means is that basically both of them know that it is not good for them to lose face. Just as Kennedy does not want to lose political legitimacy, Khrushchev also doesn't. And more importantly, neither of them, sorry, I say again, both of them are aware of this for the other party. Okay, so since Kennedy understands Khrushchev and Khrushchev understands Kennedy, they know that they must have some kind of win-win solution. Okay, that is why, which then allows them to compromise. Okay, so there are many reasons why both sides are willing to come to a resolution. Okay, so you must consider this lah. Alright, so in terms of cause and effect, you must be able to explain. Okay, from here. So if my question is, explain why Kennedy and Khrushchev were able to resolve the crisis, then this becomes your point, and this becomes your elaboration and evidence, which then this becomes your topic sentence to answer the question. Okay, so you need to be aware that as we are working through the content, as we're organizing into mind maps, we also need to organize it in a way that helps us to answer the question. Okay, so what else? We are now moving on to the public and international opinion. So on your notes, we are already here. You can see that we are looking at the Western Bloc, the Communist Bloc, and the international community. Okay, so here I'm just going to point out first that the Communist Bloc is going to be different from the opinions of the Western Bloc and the international community. Okay, so there's political pressure. Let's have a look. So Western Bloc nations, they have already been living under the threat of Soviet nuclear missiles. Why? I'm just going to draw a quick map for you. We know that this is Western Europe, okay, and we know that this is Eastern Europe. Okay, we know that the USA is way over the ocean. Boat. Where are the nuclear missiles? The nuclear missiles are here. And this is the range of the nuclear missiles. So what I'm trying to show you is that the Soviets, the Western European nations, which are here, they basically understand what is it like to live under the threat of Soviet nuclear weapons. And so to them it is, okay lah, this is another part of reality. This is the reality of the Cold War. Okay, stop reacting in such a hasty manner. That's what he's saying. Okay, so the example is over here. You can see the British are saying, hey, don't do this kind of thing. Relax, okay? Don't fire. Okay, we have lived with the threat of nuclear missiles for a long time. Nothing will happen. Okay, take a chill pill. Okay, so what is the effect? Okay, the effect is that they are pressuring them into a peaceful resolution. Okay, in contrast, let's look at the Communist Bloc. The nations of Communist Bloc, China and Cuba, both of them are ready to go to war. But remember what Khrushchev wants? Khrushchev wants to avoid hot war, right? So if all your friends are saying, hey, let's go and fight, all the more you need to quickly resolve the crisis so that it doesn't break out into military action. Okay, so what is the effect? Khrushchev becomes more wary and fearful. Therefore, there is pressure to quickly find a peaceful solution, because I do not want to let the crisis break out into a hot war. All right. So you can see Communist Bloc and Western Bloc, very different, but same result, pressured into finding a peaceful solution. Okay. Finally, we look at this, the Pope, the UN Secretary General, nobody wants to blow up into nuclear war. Okay. So, And because the superpowers always want to preserve their political legitimacy, right? This is the motivation. The motivation is a bit different here. They don't want to be seen as warmongers. Warmongers are people who make war, okay? Like fishmonger. Okay, fishmonger sell fish, right? Warmonger sell war, okay? That is why, what is the effect? They want to resolve the crisis peacefully. So all in all, you will see that here it is always going to be about peaceful resolution, pressured into peaceful resolution. Okay, which is the common thing for here lah. Okay, for all three different categories, but there is a difference in what causes this peaceful resolution, and you need to know the examples as well. Okay, and so that is actually how the Cuban Missile Crisis ends. Okay, but such a critical event is going to have some effects on how the Cold War is going to be shaped, and that is what we will be looking at in the next one, which is the aftermath. Aftermath means the consequences. Okay.